Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. It's
Good
been a while.
evening. We're finally back. Sorry, nothing good came out in April.
Yeah, literally nothing came out.
And we didn't want to watch Animal Farm or Mario.
We thought about it. Actually, we did. Have you seen Super Mario?
No.
Oh, I watched it, but I didn't watch it in theaters. It was bad, obviously.
Yeah.
Star Fox is hot, and then we were gonna watch Animal Farm and also not pay for it.
I literally couldn't find a rip.
But yeah, there was no Good Samaritans filming it with their cameras in the theater. So we didn't watch anything in April. Sorry. We saw the Billie Eilish concert movie on Monday with the day we came back from FWA because I needed a social battery recharge, and it was great.
It was good.
James Cameron did great. I love 3D. I love Billie Eilish. It was awesome. But now we've seen something new that I really wanted to see.
Yeah.
Obsession.
He was obsessed with it.
Well, I remember seeing it especially at our theater. They had the big red poster that says Obsession. It caught my eye when we were rewatching One Battle before the Oscars. I was like, whoa, I need to watch this because it's just completely red and it totally caught my eye. And then I read up on it. It was directed by Curry Baker, who's apparently a YouTuber that I've never watched. But
Me neither.
He's a YouTuber. I caught him from watching Milk and Cereal, Serial. It's kind of like a 60-minute short film about like YouTube pranksters. It came out really recently, so it felt kind of dated. It wasn't really great. It had a lot of potential, and I gave it like a 5 out of 10 with a heart. And that's all I knew about Curry Baker. So I was anticipating it because the premise seemed interesting and the marketing seemed interesting, and I knew the director. I knew him personally, apparently. No, I didn't. So we just caught the Wednesday early screening because I was really, really interested. And what'd you think?
For Obsession, yeah. Did that come up? I don't remember.
Yes.
I knew like nothing going in. Like he explained the big plot on the way. And it was like, it really blew me away. I haven't seen like a good horror movie in a while.
Not since Weapons.
Like Weapons was good, and like Substance was good 2 years ago, but like all the other ones I've seen, Long Legs was bad.
Smile 2.
Smile 2 was bad.
But it was funny.
It was funny, yeah, but it sucked.
Long Legs sucks.
Long Legs was awful. Undertone was bad.
Oh yeah,
there's
that's the last.
A couple others in there, I think, throughout the last few years. So I'm like, my expectations were tempered, but it was really, really, really good. I think that it sets a tone, and it just sticks with that, and it sticks the landing throughout. The performances were great. Music was good. Like it was really, really good.
Yeah, well, it strikes a very cliche premise. It's all about this guy has a one wish, and his wish is that his crush likes him back, and he flippantly does it. Like the tagline is literally "Be careful what you wish for." So I read that and I was like, are we sure? I don't know. It seems like every Fairly Odd Parents episode ever. It's every like movie that I've ever seen. Like Coraline, it's just wishes going awry. Is like, who cares?
Yeah, Wizards like, what, 16 Candles.
Yes,
like,
Wizards
it's been done a million times.
Who cares? So I was unsure. I was like, I don't know. Can we really make that happen? And last week we were at FWA, and YMS reviews movies. I follow him on Letterboxds, and he's very cynical. He doesn't give a lot of good scores out. He gave it a 9 out of 10. And as soon as I saw that, I was like shaking. I was like, oh my god, we have to see this movie. If it's really that good, and this premise is interesting, we have to check it out. And yeah, I'm really glad we did because I liked it a lot too. I thought the premise, like I said, was cliche inherently, but if you have the potential, the writing potential, and the directing, and the style, and the acting, like a lot of the production design to make it rise it above and tell a story that hasn't been told before, there's potential there, like I said. So I was really looking forward to it, and I think it cleared that hurdle. Yeah,
it was like, it's a generic premise, but you have to execute, like basically you have to be firing on all cylinders to stick the landing, and I think they really were. The lighting was great, like you said, production design, the set design, honestly the costumes, like these all felt like pretty accurate depictions of like early 20-somethings.
Yeah,
it was weird that one of them was going to college, but it was to like tattoo school.
It was tattoo school,
so
yeah.
Like I get, like it works. The two main performances though are
they held
what
it
are sticking with me
totally.
Like horror doesn't get a lot of praise performance wise. I think the Talk to Me lead actress should have gotten.
Yeah, it was slept on.
Which that was another great horror movie. I didn't see Bring Her Back though.
Not as good.
I was getting surgery. I was busy. The lead performances here were both really, really good. Like, can we get? We kind of have to get.
No, I don't want to spoil it yet. I just want to talk more about it because I really liked.
Just the girl who the wish is imposed upon. just
She
gave an incredible performance of just
carry
like
it.
she felt fucking possessed, and it was like so intense of just like, oh, I feel so bad for her.
Mhm.
It was she was incredible.
Yeah, she had to carry it. The main guy really does a good job of giving this like meek, kind of scared, nervous energy a lot of times. Like
Yeah.
you want him to rise up and say what needs to happen, but he's so, like
And
I
he's
said,
just never gonna. Like
he can never.
he's just bitch made. Like,
So he's a great main character. He feels quite real. But she, you know, the movie doesn't work if she doesn't work. And she did a great job painting the picture of how she was before, like a really natural person, a coworker, friend kind of thing. That's what she is.
yeah.
And then when she shifts over, yeah, she really, she's able to bring it as far as I could tell. I really liked a lot of that. And I liked the surrounding characters. They were detailed enough, and I enjoyed the way they worked. The main friend Ian was also in Milk and Cereal,
Okay.
so he was the main character in that. He was good. He was better in this. But I particularly love the editing. Namely, there was a lot of music and score that worked well to telegraph the emotions. You could kind of, it wasn't like it was completely out of left field. The whole movie, it was like they would telegraph like, this is a calm scene, this is a happy scene, and then they would break that on purpose through the editing. They would punctuate lines and moments, you know what I mean, with music. Like silence was used way better than it was in Undertone. I thought
it was
sound
really.
design-
I thought of that as well. I was like, wow, this is like actually designed well. And
Mhm.
Undertone, that was its selling point, and they just completely fumbled the bag.
100%. Yeah, it really, the editing was really strong. Oh God, I don't want to say this. Is it the best edited movie since Sentimental Valley? Something like that, because I really like the way they punctuated scenes.
Probably
and,
this year so far.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a crazy. It was just in your face in a good way. It really sets up a lot of dread, and dread is a great emotion for a horror movie compared to Undertone, which sets up dread in the sense of you're about to get jump scared. This one sets up dread in the sense of you envision plot beats happening, and then they may or may not happen, but the idea of them happening scares you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like there are multiple scenes that this scene starts, and like 3 lines in, you're like, I know where this scene ends, and I really don't want it to go there.
And then even if it doesn't, you still have that dread in your head, and
and
that
just
works.
the whole time you're just like gripping your seat, where you're like, please don't do the thing that I know you're gonna do. And sometimes it is exactly what happens, sometimes it doesn't, but it's still just like, oh,
Yeah,
please,
one or the other.
no.
It's like, if it happens, that's scary. If it doesn't, that's still scary.
Yeah.
And it has to do with social fear, which is something I like about the original Smile, which is a lot scarier than Smile 2. But it has to do with, instead of like spooky body horror or something like that, it's socially fearful, where it's like she acts acts weird and kind of ruins things for the main character, and it's like you can feel the social status like slipping, right? The friends kind of like, what are you doing? Like, why is she acting like this? Or why are you being around her? You know, and it feels more tangible in terms of horror, like in Smile. Spoilers, when
when she like delivers
actually,
a cat or something.
yeah, she gifts her dead cat to her like nephew or something for a
Something like
birthday,
that, yeah.
and it's like, it really stuck with me because that's like socially terrifying. Like you're
never coming back.
Yes,
from
exactly.
that.
That's what I felt about this one, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I really loved the ending. I don't really want to talk about it, but it really delivered. There's a moment. I guess we'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, it was quick and fast, and it doesn't ever.
But it
leave
also
you.
It lingers when it needs to.
That's right. Yes, I was going to say that, because
and there is like one plot beat that we'll get to that I should have happened a little earlier, but
I don't know what you mean.
We'll get there. But it is like it felt like pretty perfect. I think Sentimental Value is a insanely
Crazy.
enough a good one to bring up for editing, because it really feels like every scene lasts like almost like the perfect amount of time. It either moves on before it gets boring, or it just lingers. But it doesn't like ever ruin the pacing. It's just, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, well,
oh, no.
I really enjoyed a car scene initially, when he first makes the wish. There's literally like it might have been 5 to 10 minutes long of just
It
in a
felt
car.
like it,
He never leaves the driver's seat, but there's a lot of conversation back and forth, and then she gets out of the car, and then she comes back and gets out and comes back. It's a long scene, and I really was impressed that it was able to have the confidence of the writer, the Curry Baker, naturally. He had the confidence to say, this is the scene that I'm gonna make it last long. We don't have to have any cheap shots or anything like that. You're going to sit with these people and comprehend how they feel and how they think, and it really worked out. Yeah, that was the best moment where it had the confidence to pace itself slowly and know that you wouldn't get bored because it knows that it has you on the hook.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
And then I like also that it is that a spoiler? No,
Well,
it's not.
I want to
in
go
that
into,
scene.
I want to go into spoilers.
Okay. 8 out of 10. Go watch it.
Yeah, I wanted to give it a 9 out of 10. YMS, I have to listen to his review and see what he has to say. It's between a 7 and an 8, and the ending was great enough that I want to give it an 8. So, 8 out of 10, Obsession. Check it out. It's out this weekend. Spoiler talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, go watch it. Spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Go on.
I like that. This isn't super big of a spoiler, so I'll start with it. That when he makes the wish, it's like so
flippant.
Whatever. It's like he tries to get her the wish stick as a gift, but then he like pussies out of telling her he's in love with her, and he's just like, oh, I wish you would be in love with me, whatever. And it's like, and then immediately she turns back around. She feels possessed in that scene. There's like 3 times when she's like, no, wait. No, but oh my God, but like we should like go back to no, but like we should go back to your place. Like, do you want to come in? Like, oh, and it was like, oh, what the fuck? Oh my God,
Yeah,
it was so unsettling.
I like the way he reacted too. He reacted very naturally, where it's like he's kind of laughing, but he's like, "What the fuck is happening? Are you okay? Why are you acting so weirdly?"
Yeah, if I were there, I'm like, "Are you doing a bit? Like,
yeah,
what the fuck is this?"
And the unsettlingness works with the music. The flippancy, like I said, like you were saying.
Yeah.
When he does it, there's a bunch of music, breaks it, music
And it
stops.
cuts, yeah.
And then it's like, so it's flippant, but you know it's not as an audience member. Like, it breaks the fourth wall in a good way.
Yeah. To him, it's like, it's whatever. But to us, we're like, oh, shit. Which is how you score movies to get that point across, right?
I totally agree.
I also kind of think it's really funny that, at least from their drive over before that, he kind of didn't have to do it. Like, it felt like she kind of had a crush on him.
Well, but then he calls her Freaky Nikki.
Yeah.
And she gets kind of weirded out, and she says, "Do you like me?" He says, "No, we're friends." And she says, "Okay, good." Didn't you hear that?
Yes,
when she
yeah,
says
but
good,
that felt like she was like, fuck it, I've been waiting for him to say it, because I know he kind of likes it, and I kind of like him back, but he says no, and it's like, cool. I'm not even going to bother them.
I didn't interpret
That's
it that
how
way.
I read it, at least, where I was like, dude, like, there's something there that, like, you don't have to do this. If you just fucking told her and were an adult about it, it would end better than anything else.
That's
like, you
true.
just need to tell her, dude.
Seeing what the rest of the movie does feel that way. But in the moment, she said good. I was like, oh, so she doesn't like him, and she's glad that he doesn't. You know what I mean?
To me, it felt a little bit like she was like, okay, good. Like,
we got that.
Like, okay, or she was like, but like kind of hiding it, where she's like, okay, good, I'll move on then.
No,
where she was like, maybe I could do this a little bit, but like, I'm trusting you that you're saying no, and it's not gonna happen. And it, like, she wasn't like crushing on him on the same level as he was her.
That's interesting.
But she was, to me, it felt like she was like, I kind of know this guy likes me. Maybe it's something that like I could be interested in.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Well, I kinda, it's interesting that we interpret it so differently. I think your interpretation makes more sense for the themes of the movie, which I want to talk about. But yeah, I interpreted it differently. I was like, she doesn't like him. That's why he freaks out, because she says, okay, good, we're friends. That's so funny.
But it's like, if he was a human being and just told her,
he should have,
then it would have been good, which segues into...
That feels like the theme of the movie, where it's like, he's a fucking idiot. He could have just said what he needs to say.
Yeah.
But I liked the themes. Obviously, it taps into the male fantasy, because every time, as soon as she gets possessed and happy, she speaks all lilty and ditzy like an anime girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or just like generic, like movie love interest with no personality, where she's just like, okay, yay.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's just like, oh, you had agency before.
You can tell, yeah. You can tell it works really well to be like, this is what guys want, you know, Poor Things type beat, right? Where they just want a sex machine who will never say no and always be there for her or him. And he's just like, he thinks he wants it, and then almost immediately he realizes he doesn't want it, which is great, but you have to deal with that strife for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And I really like, oh, this is kind of going off the rails, but I really like the theme of, it reminded me of Her, 2013, in terms of AI and how it felt currently with AI relationships, where you can have someone who's always there for you. They always want to talk to you. They always want to fuck. They always want to see, but it's not real, right?
Yeah.
And I especially love, if you watch the movie, you'll realize that car scene we were talking about, I told this to Erin before we started filming, she kind of goes through like 2 or 3 personality intros, and it felt to me like ChatGPT guessing your personality. Like, what do you want to hear? How do I get right into you? And she finally stumbles on the one where her dad is dying, right?
That's the one that gets him to believe her.
So she keeps kind of coming and going, and she's like edging in and out of like what, you know, how to say it and how to begin it. And she even like hallucinates a little bit. She says her cat died instead of his.
And then he's like, no, my cat died, and she
like, "Oh,
almost gives
sorry."
the like ChatGPT where she's like, you're so right
Yes,
about
that's
that.
true.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
Your cat died.
Yeah, it does feel like that. You're
Yeah.
exactly right. I feel more confident about my interpretation. through
Yeah,
that, 'cause
I
it
think
really,
that's definitely what they were going for.
and even, I mean, they reference ChatGPT in the movie, so I feel like it's, it's aware of how AI relationships can feel and be, how they're bad and they lead, they're toxic. They can lead, they're not real, even though you think they are. And yeah, that was one of the
Yeah.
deeper themes that I really like. So I was glad that it didn't shy away from deeper themes.
And I think it also was quite a bit about, like, on top of that, it was also just about, like, how men will exploit women almost without thinking about it, because it was his wish was so flippant, and then it completely removes her autonomy as a human being.
Yeah.
And then, like, later there's a scene where they're having sex and her face is blank.
She's making the noises because he
like,
can't see her.
Yeah, she's making the noises. He's, like, under her head so he can't see her. And it's like, so she doesn't have, like, the spirit or whatever it is possessing her doesn't have to, like, be on and, like, interacting with him in that way.
Yeah, it does feel like
and it's just
ChatGPT.
completely blank face. And it's just like, oh, he isn't thinking for a second that this is a human woman's body that he's taking advantage of. And I like, there's a scene later where Ian calls him out on it, where he's like, dude, it's weird, like, you're taking advantage of her.
defensive.
Like, and he's just like, what? No, I'm not. And it's like, yes, you are. Like, she no longer has autonomy. There's a scene where she, like, her, I don't, yeah, whatever, it's spoilers, you're fine.
Okay, all right.
We're in the spoilers section. Where, like, the real Nikki, who isn't possessed, is like, kill me.
Oh yeah,
and he
never mind.
doesn't
say something else.
Oh no, and he's just like, I'm just, like, going to get so, and, like, doesn't listen to her, and it's like, dude, this is a real human being you're fucking with.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, yeah, men get, like, so lonely and desperate that puts them in their own worlds that they're willing to take advantage of women that they've been friends with since at least high school, and or turn to something who just isn't real, accept something that isn't real just to fill a void that a real relationship would never. If she had turned around and said, I love you genuinely, it still wouldn't have filled the void, because it's out of nowhere. It's not real.
It's just like AI. I honestly think that's probably my thesis about this movie. I think it could be about men exploiting women and the dangers of AI
I think it's both
relationships.
for sure.
It's great. I'm glad that it has something deeper to say.
Yeah, like we mentioned substance and poor things. I'm like, I think it's very much about misogyny and AI at the same time.
It's a great movie. 8 out of 10. Did I say 8? Yeah, 8, right? I didn't give it a 7. Yeah, 8.
Yeah, no, we both said 8.
8 out of 10. Curry Baker, good job. You made a good one. You made
Ate
better than Milk and Cereal. Check out Milk and Cereal. It's on YouTube.
Sure.
Why do you? You should. What else are we seeing? Oh, the Sheep Detectives.
Oh yeah, I think we're seeing that this weekend, which apparently is good. Crazy.
Yeah, I was really excited for this movie, so I'm glad to be excited for more things. I'm not excited for the Sheep Detectives.
We got I Love Boosters coming out in a couple weeks.
That's me.
And then Backrooms comes out.
Oh,
at the end of the month.
I do want to see that.
So I'm like, we.
There's finally some stuff.
Yeah, finally
out.
Shit's coming out that's good.
Thanks for sticking around for us. FWA was a lot of fun. We'll be at TFS if you want to come say hi. Okay, that's it. Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Go team.